Good morning, everyone. We welcome you to this session today. This is Anirban. I am a part of the marketing team at Pi. I can see the Savic team has started joining in. Yuvraj, Varun, Sudhir, and Rakesh, and now we have Lalit joining us. Uh, I think I'm thinking that there could be a few more people joining in from the Savic side. So we'll just wait for another couple of minutes, and then we'll open up the session. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience. All right, so a quick check on the Savic team. So now we have Lalit, Rakesh, Ramkumar, Sudhir, Varun, and Yuvraj. Uh, uh, Yuvraj, can you please confirm? Is there anybody else who is joining in from Savic?
Okay, fine. Fine, Sandeep, I got your point. Then
We can.
Praveen Masala also we have a smallest one also for Satya Biswan.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so do you think we can start, or we should be waiting for someone else to join in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Lalit, Rakesh, Ramkumar, Sudhir, Varun, and Yuvraj. 1, 2, 3,
Mm-hmm.
6 of you, right?
Got it. Got it, Sandeep.
Okay. All right. Good. So, once again, a very good morning to all of you, and I'm hoping all of you are absolutely safe. We're all going through a pretty crisis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, stay home, stay safe.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that we can always wish for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this is an incredible opportunity for both of us for both Savic and Pi to know each other more closely, right? I mean, I've been going through, I've been trying to learn more about Savic, and I must say, Gio, who happens to be our
Yeah.
vice president, he has already kind of given me some input. So I am fully aware of the fact that Savic is a global IT and ERP
Yeah.
consulting company, right? And honestly, it is nothing short of inspiring to know that by 2019, you are able to digitally transform 190 large and mid-sized organizations, right, across various industry verticals in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Yuvraj, have also learned that being one of the most reputed system integrators in the country, Savic takes the credit of deploying 60 to 70% of SAP HANA opportunities,
Yeah.
right? Which is definitely an incredible thing. And in fact, you guys are a SAP Platinum partner, which is another big thing.
Understood.
Yeah, and I think the reason where we see a marriage between Pi and Savic is the fact that you take equal interest in providing cloud product services, infrastructure as a service, SaaS and PaaS, and all of that, right? So, I mean, needless to say that we have a shared vision towards enabling enterprises with the benefits of global digital transformation, and therefore we look forward to work towards a mutual success with you. So, with that, I will take a couple of more minutes of time for all of you on the call today. Uh, Namely, I would like to, call all of you out. Lalit, good morning. Rakesh, good morning. Ram Kumar, good morning. Sudhir, morning. And Varun, good morning. So, for all of you, if you don't know much about Pi, I would just take a quick couple of minutes to introduce you to to our organization. So as you know, I mean, Pi is a digital transformation technology leader in India with data center and cloud services in its core, right? So the one of the biggest differentiators from other data centers that you may have already worked with or you're currently working with is the fact that Pi is Asia's largest uptime institute tier 4 certified data center, and that typically means that we come with a guarantee of 99.995% uptime of our services, and we're a 100% automated SCADA enabled data center facility, which means that the data center can basically run for months and weeks without any manual intervention. It's completely an automated facility. And of course, I mean, being India's leading data center and cloud company, uh, uh, you know, uh, uh, Pi is trusted highly for its world-class services and the quality of the services being delivered out of, this software defined data center environment, SDDC environment, as we call it, right? And from a offering perspective, we boast of a hyperscale facility, first of all, and we offer a wide range of co-location services for all kinds of enterprises, small, medium, and large, and that can be customized as per client's requirement. From a cloud perspective, we have our own cloud platform. It's called Harbor One. Harbor One is an enterprise cloud platform, honestly, and apart from being competitive, of course, and highly stable when compared to the global cloud platforms like AWS or Azure or Google Cloud or any one of them, as you name it. Harbor One, the benefit of Harbor One is that it complies with the data localization directives, which are introduced by RBI and Government of India time to time, right? And this cloud platform can be leveraged to provide infrastructure. It can be leveraged to provide storage, backup, firewall, disaster recovery as a service, and so on and so forth. But apart from the typical cloud and colocation, we have a very strong portfolio of managed services. And as far as the managed services is concerned, it includes NOC, DevOps, network as a service, and all these public cloud managed practices. So it includes Azure, AWS, GCP, VMware, all of them, right? And as a part of SAP portfolio, Pi offers SAP HANA hosting, infrastructure, and cloud operations practices. We are certified by SAP for all these four operations. And we have recently introduced edge data centers that can help enterprises in reducing cost on data transmission and experience, better performance by bypassing the data, as you know. I'm sorry. And the last thing is Pi has been featured in Gartner's Market Guide 2018 and as top data center provider company in India for 2 years in a row. And we are also recognized as India's best multi-tenant data center in July 2019, last year itself, by Data Center Dynamics. Of course, we come with all standard certifications. It includes ISO, HIPAA, PCI DSS, STQC, SOC 2, the standard certifications that are required to run our services. And the last thing that I would like to mention before I, stop blabbering about, my organization is, the data center is very well connected by telecom networks from major carriers, and we are very strategically located to very near to the golden quadrilateral, and which is why we can support both domestic and international hosting with no significant impact on latency. In fact, if you go to our website, we have a live latency checker, and you can see for yourself. The latency from Pi is probably the least, when it comes to most of the major cities in India. So this is more or less about Pi. Uh, like I said, I can go on for another couple of hours talking about my organization, but this is not the session. For the purpose of the session is not that. It is more about introducing or explaining you about Pi's products and services. So the objective is that Yuvraj, you and your team understands our products and services to a great detail. We will encourage you to please
Okay.
ask questions. Yeah, as we go
Sure, sure,
through.
sure, sure.
Yeah. So, because obviously, I mean, like I said at the beginning, we are all working towards a mutual goal. It's about business success. So, the more you understand about our products and
Yes.
services, the more we can bring more customers on the table, right? So, I'll take this
PI
opportunity to.
is having,
I'm sorry, Yuvraj, please go
Arnav,
ahead.
Arnav, just want to check. PI, we are having our own data center, right?
Yes, of course, it is our own data center. So we have one data
Okay.
center right now in Amravati, which happens to be the proposed capital of Andhra Pradesh. And we have another data center
Yeah.
coming up in Kochi, which is in Kerala, right? So that's what I said. I mean, the data center that we have right now is a hyperscale data center. It's built on a 10 acres property. It's a 5,000 rack capacity data center and completely modular infrastructure. And yeah, I mean, we host Harbor One, which is our cloud, out of this data center,
Okay, okay,
right?
fine.
Yeah. So, Yuvraj, you asked me this question. I'm sorry, I was going on with the organization introduction. I could not answer you. So I'll tell you here. I have Elango, I have Lalit, I have Rakesh, Ramkumar, Sudhir, and Varun. These are the people who have joined in. Do we expect anybody else?
Okay, okay. These are our team members.
Okay.
We can go ahead, not an issue.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. So I would like to take the leverage now to introduce my team to you. Today we have with us Harsha Kudaravalli. Harsha happens to be the technical account manager. He comes with more than a decade's experience in cloud and virtualization and digital transformation space. We have Abhinav Kotagiri. Abhinav happens to be the head and the he completely heads our data center practice, co-location, infrastructure, etc. And we also have Bibin Stephen. Bibin happens to be our SAP specialist. So these are the three people that we have on call today. They will be, introducing our products and services turn by turn. I will request Harsha to start off with our cloud practices and our managed services practices, and then Bibin can step in to pitch in, what we are doing around SAP. Of course, we do not want to elaborate more because you guys are anyways the SAP experts. And we'll finally move on to Abhinav to understand our data center capacity at a more detailed perspective. And then finally, we can open up for questions and answers. So I'm sure all of you will have questions and answers, as we go through. In the interest of time and also to make sure that this session is absolutely productive, I would request you to please hold on to your questions and answers towards the end of the this session. You can probably note it down, keep it with you. And at the end of the session, we can open up for a 15-20 minutes or a half an hour Q&A session. You guys can ask your questions, and our specialists will be more than happy to answer your questions. Does that make sense, Yuvraj?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect,
enough.
great. Right. So without taking much of your time, Harsha, I would like to you to now step in and present us the cloud capacity of Pi.
Thank you, Nigman.
Thank you, Harsha.
So,
Over to you.
yeah. So I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So good morning, Savic team. There's Harsha.
Harsha, you might just want to put it on correct, exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Savic team. There's Harsha. I'm a technical account manager at Pi Data Centers. I handle BFSI portfolio. So today I'll be presenting the Pi product and services that we offer, and also I'll be talking elaborately on the Pi Enterprise Cloud Platform, as well as the managed services that we offer from Pi Data Centers. Right. So, as Anirban mentioned, right, we call our cloud platform as Harbor One, right? Just like the other providers, they call their clouds as Amazon Web Services or Azure. We call it as Harbor One. This Harbor One is an enterprise cloud platform built on OpenStack technology. So, from this cloud platform, we offer infrastructure as a service. I'll be focusing on each one of these services elaborately in next few minutes. So we offer infrastructure as a service, compute layer. Then we offer containers for any customer looking for a containerized platform. We offer database as a service, which is relational databases as well as similar to HANA. Mr. Bivin will be focusing more on that. And we offer disaster recovery from this cloud platform. And this cloud platform also comes with an elastic load balancing capability to meet your scalability demands. And then we also offer business continuity solutions like backup and high availability. Also, storage as a service, wherein we'll be offering block storage, file storage, as well as object storage. So let me quickly bring up a different deck which has an elaborate explanation of each of these services. One moment, please. So I'll start off with the enterprise cloud platform Hardware One and the services that we offer from this cloud platform. So to start with, as already mentioned by Anirban, there is a state-of-art infra. Why we are calling it? Because we are the only data center in the country. We call it as we are the biggest data center in Asia in terms of Tier 4 certification, right? What is this Tier 4 certification, right? So Tier 4 is a standard that is given to data center based on the redundancy that we build into it. Redundancy at each and every layer, at power layer, at cooling layer, and also at the non-IT part of it, right? The DC generators, the UPS systems. Mr. Abhinav will be focusing more on that in a while. But then what comes with this Tier 4 certification is the uptime, right? We guarantee that the services that we offer, right, comes with a 99.995% uptime at a non-IT layer. And we are glad to inform that over the last 1.5 years we achieved 100% uptime, right? Which means there was never one incident wherein our data center was down because of a non-IT failure. It's a 100% uptime that we have achieved in the last 1.5 years. And then it is completely automated SCADA and DCM systems. As Amit mentioned, right, our data center can run for months together, without having to manually intervene, right? So it's the complete system is automated, and we've got some thousands of IoT endpoints which track and which monitor the systems and which keep sharing the data with the SCADA systems, based which the SCADA system will automatically take decisions to mitigate any risk. So again, Abhinav will be focusing more on this part. Coming to the NOC capability, we have got a global NOC with a 50 plus seater, wherein we offer network operations and also security operations from this NOC facility. And then we have got dedicated NOCs for our customers. Let us say you as a customer wanted to have a dedicated NOC facility within the data center. We have got 9 such NOC rooms wherein we can provide services to our customers with complete Wi-Fi, internet, and internet and power capability. Right? You can have your employees sitting in our dedicated NOCs and monitor your infra, or they can take care of managed services from the data center itself. Then high performance ISP of your choice, right? So we right now has got 8 different ISPs, having connectivity at our data center. So you can choose which ISP you want for your services, and then scalable up to thousands of gigabits. We are talking about scalability because as we speak, we are also offering content delivery services from the data center, and we have got some hundreds of gigabits of bandwidth through which this content is being delivered. And that is obviously scalable to thousands of gigabits based on the customer requirements. Ultra low latency across major cities. This data center of ours is just 800 meters away from the Golden Quadrilateral, right? So there is something called a Golden Quadrilateral in the country, which connects the major cities. And we are 800 meters away from the Chennai Kolkata Golden Quadrilateral connectivity. So what does that mean, right? Being close to this Golden Quadrilateral, all the ISPs runs their fiber through the Golden Quadrilateral, and we enjoy very low latency because of the proximity, close proximity with this Golden Quadrilateral, right? So that's why, as Anupam mentioned, right, there is a live latency checker on our website, wherein you can use that to check the latency between two different locations, and also from that location to Pi data centers as well. We are sure that the latency would be either in par with the other latency that you've observed, or it will be less, definitely less than that, right? And then lower TCO and risk. So our management strategy is to build data centers in tier two cities. If you see, we've got two data centers as we speak, one in Amaravati, the capital of Andhra Pradesh, and another in Kochi, Kerala. So these two are tier two cities. We obviously enjoy lower power costs and also lower human capital costs. So we directly pass on this benefits that we get in terms of cost savings to our customers. So yes, 25% reduction in total cost of ownership is something that we boast about. And then continuous PUE improvement. So this PUE improvement, power usage effectiveness, right? Abhinav will be focusing more on that part when he starts presenting about the co-location side of it. So then strategic locations for DCs, right? So right now, our data center in Amravati, if you look at the last 70-year record, there were never any records of calamities, natural calamities, or any floods or something like that, right? We have pictures in these data center locations to be the right strategic locations to build data centers, right? That's one other advantage. And then high security, obviously, when we're talking about data centers, customers will want to understand the security that we've built into it, right? So we have got 8 layers of stringent physical security, the one of it kind of security offerings in data centers in India. None of the data centers in India has got this 8 levels of stringent security. And then our data center is PCI DSS certified for banking operations, payment card industry data security standard, and we are SOC 2 certified. We are ISO 27001 certified for security operations, and we have got multiple other certifications for different verticals. For healthcare, we have got HIPAA certification and stuff like that. And then custom security levels as per need, right? So again, this Abhinav will focus more on that. So moving on, the enterprise cloud platform. As I said, there is something, these are all the services that we offer from our cloud platform. I'll focus more on each one of these in my next slides, right? So now the cloud platform that we have, what does it offer as a whole piece, right? So the cloud platform is scalable, right? Let us say you have a customer with some unknown demand. Let us say you have a startup company or you're working with startup company, right? You never know their demands or you never know the traffic patterns that they might experience, right? So for such customers who doesn't have a clarity on the type of traffic that their system would handle, they don't have to worry because our cloud platform is scalable. It can scale up and scale down, as well as scale out and scale in, right? So I'm talking about horizontal and vertical scaling. So our cloud platform is scalable horizontally and vertically to meet the customer demands, right? That's one great advantage we offer. And then it is secure, obviously. So as I said, the first part of it is built on OpenStack, Linux-based platforms. In contrast to Windows, right? This Linux obviously offers better security than any other operating systems out there. And then apart from the platform security, right? We also offer multiple security features to our customers, and customers can choose the kind of security that they want into the platform that they have chosen to use, right? I'll talk about security more in the next slides. And economical. Obviously, as I said, we are put up in tier two cities, and our human capital cost is low compared to any other data center. Let us say compare a data center in Mumbai or Hyderabad or Bangalore. the cost of real estate and compare the cost of real estate in Andhra Pradesh, capital city, right? We obviously enjoy a lot of cost savings, and we pass on this cost savings to our customers, right? And then self-service portal. There's one great advantage. Look at any other cloud service provider in the country. They may not give you a self-service portal. What does this self-service portal mean, right? So we every time we onboard a new customer on our cloud platform, we give them something called a CMP, Cloud Management Portal. From the CMP, they can pretty much control the complete services that we offer to the customers. Let us say you want to build a virtual machine or delete a virtual machine, the platform supports it, and your employees can log into the CMP portal from where they can create and destroy virtual machines. They can create network rules, right? Our cloud platform comes with virtual network capability, which we call it as VPC. I'll be focusing on that in the next slides. And your employees can create security rules on how the traffic should be allowed into the system. And they can take backups of the system. They can enable disaster recovery for the system, right? They can add delete storage from the same portal, right? So you can complete the controls of these all layers, compute, storage, network, backup, and everything from a single portal that we offer to the customers, right? This is something that not too many cloud providers in India provide, and then it is customizable. So when I said customizable, right, we understand that each business is unique and the requirement is unique. And our cloud platform is something that we can customize the cloud platform to fit India requirements, right? And then moving on, this is the high-level architecture of our Harbor One cloud. So if you see, we have got multiple data centers or multiple availability zones, wherein we have our physical hardware, compute network, and storage. And on top of it, we run OpenStack, which is Nova or Ironic, right? Nova or Ironic are provisioning services for virtual machines and bare metal service. And we have got Cinder or S3 for your storage requirements. We offer, as I said, block storage and object storage. We've got SDN, software defined network layer, wherein we have both physical network provisioning capability as well as virtual network provisioning capability. And we have got multiple APIs for big data services, for RDS, relational database services, and also for VDI, virtual desktop infrastructure services. And then on top of it, we create multiple resource pools for computing. For storage, we can create a different resource pool. We can create network resource pool. We can create a big data resource pool based on the customer requirements. So this is what I'm talking about. You can customize these pools to fit your requirements. And then on top of it, we create something called a virtual data center. Again, resource pools on top of this physical resource pool, right? So based on the customer requirements, let us say a customer requires some 100 GB of RAM and 40 CPUs. We'll create a virtual data center for them and allocate that kind of resources so that the customer can use our self-service portal to create the virtual machines that he wants in this virtual data center. So this platform, right? This platform is coming with a multi-tenant capability, right? So which means we can host any number of customers, and no customer, let us say in this diagram you see three different VDCs. Let us say there's one customer, there's second, and there's your customer, right? Your customer will never know that there are two other customers running on the same platform, right? This cloud is built with multi-tenant capability, wherein each tenant will not know that there is multiple other tenants running on the system, right? There is all achieved with resource pooling under the layer that they run on. And on these VDCs, you can either choose IaaS components or PaaS or DaaS components based on your requirements, right? So there is the high-level architecture. Moving on, there is the functional architecture, right? If you see, again, we have got a physical layer where we have got server, storage, network, and multiple other physical components. And on top of it, we created resource pools. As I said, we have got virtual machine resource pool, physical machine resource pools, block storage pools, and multiple other services that we pull from the underlying hardware. Or we can also go with Oracle Real Application Cluster pools. And on top of it, we build our compute, storage, network services. So we have elaborated on all these services in the upcoming slides. I'll focus there. And to manage all these services, we offer something called a management domain, wherein we give customers the self-service portal, and we have a metering capability. What is this metering, right? Cloud is all about pay as you use, right? So we can track the utilization of the resources using this metering capability. And based on the consumption, it will automatically generate a bill to the customer so that customer can track how much utilization is making on the system, right? And we have got a product catalog wherein we give you a lot of options to pick, choose, and deploy on our cloud. Let us say you want a Linux system, Red Hat Linux, you want a SUSE Linux, right? Or some other Linux distribution, right? We give you multiple images to choose from the catalog, and you can choose the systems on the catalog and you can deploy deploy them onto the cloud platform, right? And then we also allow you to manage your own virtual data center, and this tenant management can be done. Tenant management will be done by our teams, right? So I'll be focusing more on this in the upcoming slides. Now, moving on, the compute layer, right? So as I said, the compute is something that we offer. In this compute, these are all the services that we offer. We start with ECS, Elastic Cloud Server. There is a virtual machine that you can build on top of our cloud, right? And as I said, this is scalable, right? Based on your requirements, you can scale up or down, or scale out or scale in, right? So there is virtual machine on cloud, or let us say bare metal. There are some industries which requires to use a bare metal server because of a lot of compliance requirements, right? Or let us say you want a power server, right? We generally don't give power servers, but let us say one of your HANA customer is looking for a power series, right? Or AX for that matter, right? We can give them a bare metal server using which they can provision their SAP systems, right? And then auto scaling. When we talk about scalability, right, scalability should be automated, right? So then how do we do that? So the cloud platform comes with auto scaling feature wherein you can uh, scale up or scale down your resources automatically based on the events, right? Let us say there is a particular event which says that the CPU utilization on your server is 90%. I can configure my system to scale up to one more server as soon as the CPU utilization reaches 90%, right? So everything in this auto scaling is automated. Let us say your applications are network intense applications, right? Or memory intense applications. Let us say SAP HANA, which is memory hungry application, right? We can configure thresholds on a memory layer or a network layer or a compute layer, basis which it will trigger as soon as the threshold is met. It will send a notification to the auto scaling platform, which will scale up your systems to meet the demands, right? So we have got auto scaling built into it and image management service. As I said sometime back, right? Each customer is different and the requirements are different, right? We have multiple images that we created and provide this as part of our catalog so that customers can pick, choose the image of their choice and deploy virtual machines. Let us say a few customers want Windows, few customers want SUSE, few customers want something else, right? We have multiple images built into it, built and we have that as part of our catalog. You can pick, choose the image of your choice and they can provision virtual machines. And then we offer SAP HANA Cloud Server. So the normal ECS that you see is completely different from the SAP HANA cloud layer that we have built. This SAP HANA comes with high performance, ultra high input output at a storage layer and large CPU and memory virtual machines that we built on our cloud platform. Right, Mr. Bivin will focus more on the SAP HANA systems, right? Then VMware on HarborOne. So most of the customers, right, they have VMware platforms or they might be running their SAP systems on VMware. So let us say this customer wants us to manage their SAP systems, right? So what we can do is we can integrate their existing VMware platforms or we can build a VMware platform for this customer. And as I said, we are going to give the customer a self-service portal. But when I said the self-service portal is built on an OpenStack layer, right? So instead of giving two different portals to manage OpenStack separately and VMware separately, we can integrate VMware systems also with one self-service portal that we are offering so that customer can manage their OpenStack environment and also the VMware environment from the same portal, right? Unified management portal, right? So moving on, the network layer, right? As I said, customer will have a option to manage their own networks. So we start off with something called a virtual private network. So on our cloud platform, which is a public cloud, you can build your own virtual private cloud. So say you want the isolated network layer into the tenant, you can start out by building something called a virtual private cloud, which is a dedicated network for a single customer. And inside that network, they can create something called a virtual firewall. Somewhere you'll see here. Okay, I'll go one by one. In this virtual private cloud, you can build something called virtual firewall. So virtual firewall is where you write rules on how you want the traffic to be restricted, right? So you can write a lot of rules on how to restrict your traffic, and you can secure your systems, right? And then we have got elastic load balancers. Some time back, in the previous slide, I told you that our cloud platform is scalable. Our cloud platform comes with auto scaling feature. And I told you that if one server is not enough to cater to the needs of your end customer, you need to, I told that our platform is scalable and it can spin off another server. But you've got two servers. How do you distribute the traffic? No worries. We have got an elastic load balancer, which sits in front of these servers, and your traffic from your end customers will hit the elastic load balancer, and this load balancer will take care of catering or distributing the traffic to the backend nodes, right? And then we have got a VPN network wherein you can directly terminate your VPN on our cloud platform, on our SDN layer, right? So that way, it's like let us say you have taken a cloud service from us, and we have built a VPN from your office to our office. So you can connect to our cloud platform like it is running on your private network without having to go over the internet to connect to our network. It's like you're connecting to our network over a VPN and you're extending your office capabilities to our cloud, right? So you can securely connect to it. And then elastic IPs. So if you want any public IPs for your systems, that let us say we are talking about web servers, right? So if you have any web servers or any servers that require internet access, we also give them a static public IP. And then we have got security groups. Sometime like I told you that we have a virtual private cloud. And inside the virtual private cloud, I told you you can build a virtual firewall. And virtual firewall is where you write rules on how the traffic needs to be allowed. And after hitting the virtual firewall, that's when the traffic goes to the virtual machine. But before it goes to the virtual machine, again, there is something called security group that we assign to each network card of the virtual machine. And this security group again restrict and filter the network packets that goes into the virtual machine, right? Again, second layer of security within the virtual private cloud. Within the virtual private cloud, if you see, traffic comes into the VPC. From there, it goes to the virtual firewall. If the traffic is something that you denied, your rule says the traffic is not allowed, so the traffic gets filtered there itself. Let us say you allow the traffic into the virtual firewall, and then before it goes into the virtual machine, it goes to something called a security group. And if you have rules on that security group, right, to allow the traffic, only then it goes into the virtual machine, right? There is a second layer of security. And then content delivery network. Obviously, if you see businesses, they are going global, right? So for customers who have global or national needs, right? So say you are hosted with Pi Amravati, but your customers are coming from Jammu Kashmir, right? We are talking about two different ends of our country. So to cater to the needs of Jammu Kashmir customers and to make sure that they don't experience too much of latency, we also offer customers something called a content delivery network. So any customer that is connecting to the server hosted with us from Jammu Kashmir, right? So typically, if I don't have a CDN, they'll connect. They'll have to their requests have to get routed to the Amaravati data center. But instead of doing that, we have got edge data centers, some 4 edge data centers in the country. Apart from Amaravati, we offer CDN from Delhi, we offer CDN from Mumbai, and also we are building CDN from Bangalore as well. So for the local customers, they get served from these CDN edge locations, right? So that way they're accessing the services locally, not they're not getting routed to the source location, which is Pi Amravati. And then direct connect. So sometime back I told you that we can build a VPN from your office to our office, or a site-to-site tunnel from your office to our office. But how about if you want to bring a point-to-point link, right? Yeah, our cloud platform supports something called a direct connect, right? So we can directly terminate this point-to-point link on our cloud platform, so that again it's extending your private network capabilities to our data center. So your employees can securely connect over this point-to-point link, and they can securely access the systems. So these are all the network services that we offer from our data center, from our cloud platform. Moving on, storage. So obviously we offer the different types of storage. One is volume, which is a block storage, right? And then we offer object storage, which is you can simply create a X amount of storage and access it over a HTTP link, right? It's object storage that we offer, and also file storage. Any customers who want to have a NAS kind of a storage, network attached or a network file storage, we offer a scalable file system as well. Moving on, the cyber security. So there is too vast. We offer, some 30 different services, right? 30 or more, depending on what customer wants. And we have listed here the major services that we offer. First thing is vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So as a data center, right, we take security pretty seriously, right? So whenever we release or whenever we are about to release a VM to the customer, our checklist has got this thing as a mandatory thing that we need to perform, which means every VM that we release, that VM is assessed through a tool which performs a VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Only after it passes all the vulnerability assessment penetration testing checklists, that's when the VM is released to the customer, right? So then next generation firewalls. So we have got, I don't know if any data center has got spent this kind of money on building a security, but we have some very enterprise grade firewalls from Palo Alto, right? We have spent a lot of money into this firewall, which offers the best in class security features, right? Some of them are listed here. We can do URL filtering, we can do IPS IDS, intrusion prevention and detection. We can do a DNS security service, and then we can do a malware prevention. We can provide you with a global connect, which is a VPN service, and then we can also provide a basic DDoS service from this firewalls that we have, right? And then web application firewall. Any web application that you host with us, you can always protect that web application using our WAF service, right? This WAF comes as part of our CDN offering, content delivery network. And also we have a full-fledged DDoS. This DDoS prevention that you see here is completely different from a full-fledged DDoS solution that we have. We can provide customers with a enterprise-grade DDoS capability, right? And then we have got a dedicated SOC, right? As I said, we have got a 50-seater NOC and SOC room wherein our employees will be monitoring the security operations for all our customers, provided the customers subscribe for it. And we have got an enterprise-grade SIEM tool using which we monitor, the behavioral patterns of the traffic that is coming into the systems, right? And then database security services, we offer multiple solutions like DAM, database access management and all, provided the customer wants it. And we can also do the database auditing on how the access is happening and injection, right? Database injection attack prevention. We also have these capabilities. It's all about customer choosing, and we provide these capabilities to the customer. And then the biggest concern of today's enterprise is ransomware, right? You never know how it happens, and you click on a link, and that's it. Your system got logged with the ransomware. So we offer something called a solid wall, right? Solid wall is a storage level wrapper that we offer, right? It simply sits on your storage, and it wraps the storage in such a way that, simply put, the solid wall is a zero trust system, right? It doesn't even trust you or your employees unless until the authorized person says that this is my employee and he is allowed to access, right? The system doesn't trust anyone. It comes with a zero trust system, right? That kind of security is built into it, and it is military grade trusted. And there are multiple certifications that this particular product has achieved, and it's a different session altogether regarding the product. We'll talk about more if you're interested on this. And then we offer multi-factor authentication. So we have hosted multiple banks with us, and we have hosted multiple healthcare businesses with us, right? And for BFSI customers, or for that matter, any customer who wants to take security seriously, right? We offer multi-factor authentication, which acts as a additional layer of security for their access mechanisms. And then moving on, business continuity. So these are the different business continuity solutions that we offer. First, obviously, is the backup. Our cloud solution got inbuilt CSBS, inbuilt backup features like CSBS, which we call it as Cloud Server Backup Service. All you have to do is go to the same self-service portal that we offer you, and you can choose the virtual machine that you want, and you can enable backup, and you can also schedule the backup. So it's all very simple and self-explanatory for any new customer. All you have to do is choose the server, schedule the backup, and just automate it. That's it. Based on the schedule that you have configured on the system, it will take backup and it will store it, right? And then volume backup. Okay? Let us say you do not want to go with a full VM backup. You just want to go with a volume level backup. Yeah, our cloud platform offers that capability as well. Disaster recovery. Yeah, we offer multiple disaster recovery solutions based on the customer requirements, right? So we offer on-demand disaster recovery. We offer active-active. We offer active pilot-like kind of strategies, wherein depending on the criticality of the business, we offer different disaster recovery solutions, right? As I said, there is again separate topic in itself. We can spend an hour talking about the different DR solutions that we offer and the different DR. As I said, every business is unique, and the DR strategy should also be unique, right? So we can focus more on this DR on a requirement basis, right? And then we have something called CSHA, Cloud Server High Availability. As I said, we have got multiple data centers, and we can provision VMs across data centers, and we can distribute the load across data centers, right, using this load balancers, physical or elastic, and we can achieve availability at a server level, right? And then we have got volume availability, wherein the volume that is attached to your virtual machine can be replicated across multiple storage boxes. And then we have got VM or OS level availability. We can build in-place clustering, right, across boxes or within a box based on your requirements, right? If you want, if your application can't tolerate any, network latency, yeah, we support clustering within a box and also across boxes, right? So moving on, virtual desktop infrastructure, yeah, we offer VDI also. So if you see what's happening over the last 1.5 months, we are forced to work from home. So if you want a VDI solution, or if your customer wants a VDI solution, wherein they can connect to their system securely, right? Then we offer a VDI solution along with a SSL VPN gateway, which comes with DLP features, data leak prevention features, right? We can pretty much control the behavior of an end user through this VDI desktop, right? I'll put simple two-liners here. Let's say I want to say I don't want my end user to log into the system or the VDI environment if he doesn't have a genuine operating system, or if he hasn't enabled firewall on the system, or let us say if he doesn't have any antivirus running on the system. I don't want him to connect to the VDI. You can pretty much control the end user machine's behavior to this minute level using this VDI system, right? And also, as I said, this comes with DLP, data leak prevention. You can say that I don't want my end users to take screenshots of my VDI desktop, or I don't want to download any data from the VDI desktop, or say I don't want them to connect any external hard disk and copy the data. You can control the behavior, that kind of a behavior as well with the VDI solution that we offer. And moving on, hybrid cloud. Yeah, obviously, customers they might not be comfortable with moving all of their systems to cloud, right? So what we offer is, or they want to go with a multi-cloud strategy, right? So yeah, our cloud platform can integrate with, as I said sometime back, we can integrate with VMware, we can integrate with Amazon Azure, and we can pretty much spin VMs on all these platforms through our self-service portal itself, right? So we have multiple OpenStack APIs that we can integrate with all these cloud providers, and we can spin off VMs on their platforms as well, right? So also you can manage all these different cloud systems that we provision using a single portal, right? Unified management from a single self-service portal. And that is also a capability that we offer. Moving on, platform as a service, yeah. Sometime back I told you that we offer containers, right? And we offer application management, right? So these two are niche offerings from us. So any customers that are looking for a containerized microservices platform, we offer containers as well for them, right? So again, there is a separate topic in it altogether. I'll just, if you have any questions, we'll focus more on that. So moving on, the comparison between our cloud platform and other public cloud service providers, right? So I'll start off with flexibility. If you look at the flexibility in launching a VM, let us say if you go with Amazon or Azure, they will not allow you to choose the RAM and CPU that you want to spin off a virtual machine. But we don't have any such restrictions. You can come and say, hey, I want VM with X amount of RAM by CPU. Yeah, we can spin that VM for you, right? That kind of a flexibility we are offering in VM provisioning. And then the cost, as I said, we are 25% economical compared to any other cloud provider, be it Amazon or be it Azure. We are right away. You can, if you have a customer saying that he has got a quote from Amazon for 100 rupees, you don't have to even consult with us. You can give our pricing at 75 rupees, right? That's the kind of assurance that we give to our partners, data centers, right? So services are delivered from our own data centers, right? Unlike Amazon and Azure, wherein they rent this data center space from a third party and is being managed by a third party, we do it very seriously. We have our own data centers, our own teams to manage everything end to end, right? And support, we have in-house support teams, right, to support the cloud platform that we have got, and each and every service that I spoke about in the previous slides, we have got in-house teams supporting this complete stack. Wherein if you go to Amazon or Azure, yeah, you can obviously go take Amazon support, but then you'll have to, the bill will be like a bond, right? Or you have to subscribe for their professional services is one option, or you'll have to go to a partner, their certified partners who will support you, right? But as I said, we have our own in-house teams who are well trying to handle each and every service that we offer to our customers. Scalability. If you see what happens with Amazon or Azure, they offer, yeah, obviously they offer horizontal and vertical scaling, but then the vertical scaling that they offer comes with a certain downtime, right? If you want to scale up within the machine, right, then you'll have to reboot the machine with Amazon or Azure. But with our platform, most of the operating systems that we have or that we are provisioning for our customers support scaling without any downtime, right? That's the benefit that we offer. And then co-location. Let us say you want to co-locate a hardware secure module, right? Or let us say you want to co-locate your NAC devices, network access control devices. You can't do it with Amazon, Azure, or GCP. They even doesn't tell you where the data centers are, right? But that's not the same case with us. We know that these banking and financial institutions, they are bound by a lot of compliance regulatory policies, which may force them to co-locate a lot of devices, right? So we allow such co-location options for all our customers, which is not the case with other public cloud service providers, right? Moving on, I'm done with the enterprise cloud platform, right? So I'll focus on the managed services that we offer, right? One moment. So coming to the managed services part, so we offer managed services on all these platforms that you see here. We support Google Cloud, we support Amazon, we support Huawei Cloud, VMware, and Azure Cloud. I've got a separate deck which I'll pull up in a minute. And we have got teams which can build your CI/CD pipelines, continuous integration, continuous deployment. And we offer network as a service. We can manage a complete end-to-end enterprise network, right from provisioning till change management. And then we also offer security as a service, right? As I said, we have got a dedicated SOC where we can offer security operations for all our customers, right? Let me take a minute. I'll bring up this managed services. So let us focus on the professional services that we offer. Let us say there is a customer who wants to migrate their machines to our cloud, right? So we start off with something called a readiness assessment. So this assessment, right, it will be anywhere. It's kind of an interview that it's kind of it goes on an interview mode, right? We sit with our customer, we ask them a lot of questions, and we take inputs from them, and we take all the inputs and we propose the right solution for the customer, right? Based on the magnitude of the servers that they want to migrate, right? Our interview can happen anywhere between 1 to 8 hours, right? So now what we do is we do something called a cloud readiness assessment. And then in this readiness assessment, we'll see whether your applications are fit to run our cloud platform as well. Whether your applications are something that they support elastic load balancing or auto scaling or not, right? And then we do a ROI study, return on investment. Obviously, when an organization is trying to move to cloud, they obviously want to do a ROI study. We support organizations with ROI as well, and then choose precise platforms, right? So we offer multiple services. Customers might not know which platform or which service is perfect fit for them. We propose the right service for based on the customer requirements, and we also offer step-by-step planning while moving to the cloud. And then, yeah, obviously, based on the requirements that we gather from the customer, we provide customers with tailor-made solutions. Right? As I said, no two customer requirements are the same. That's what we believe in, right? So these are all part of our cloud professional services. So we follow these 5 things very seriously. We make sure that the solution that we offer is scalable, it is secure, it is performant, it is innovative, and it is flexible. Right. So we follow these 5 principles while arriving at a solution for any customer requirement. Right. Moving on, managed services. As I said, we support all these platforms. I'll be focusing more on these. Right. When it comes to VMware and Huawei, we know that Azure and Amazon, they recently came up with private deployments of their cloud as well, namely Azure Stack and AWS Outpost. If you want us to support with that specific private deployments as well, we do that. And VMware Huawei on-premise deployments also, we have a dedicated team supporting some very big VMware customers. I'll focus more on the next slides. Now, this is our capability, right? If you see, we've got cloud consulting capability, cloud migration, and cloud support. If you see, green is our capability. It is very strong. If you see hardware one cloud consulting, we have got very strong teams who can support that. And if you see Huawei, with cloud consulting, yes, we are building our proficiency. And Alibaba Cloud, we just started off with this particular, cloud managed services, and we are building teams and we are training teams on and enabling them to support Alibaba. But for now, we can support any customer that is on VMware, Google Cloud, Amazon, Azure, and HarborOne. HarborOne, as I said, is our enterprise cloud platform. We can provide them with professional consulting services. We can offer migrations, migrating their infra from on-premise or another cloud to any of these clouds, right? And then we also can support their infra once it is migrated to the cloud, right? Moving on, yeah, these are the services that we offer from our cloud platform. We already discussed this. I'll skip this slide for now. So, yeah, any to any migration, wherever the customer infra might be, right? Let us say the customer is having an on-premise service, or say he is hosted with Amazon, he is hosted with Azure, or some other cloud platform. Wherever their servers might be it a physical server or a virtual machine, we can migrate that to our cloud platform. So we simply say any to any, right? We don't care where the servers are. We just can migrate them from any platform to our platform, or from any to any platform, right? So now cloud migration. So again, migration is not something that that can be planned and achieved in a day's time, right? So we follow a very stringent 4-step process to come up with a very detailed migration plan. We assess and analyze your existing infrastructure, right? There's what we call it as portfolio discovery and planning. We take a list of all your inventory, we do a portfolio discovery, we do a dependency mapping between all applications, and based on the dependency mapping, we then plan and design a migration strategy, and then we start the migration. Let us say, I'll give you a simple example. Say you've got a 3-tier application, right? And you've got a web server, app server, and a database server dependent on each other. So the migration should not be like I'll migrate the web server first and then app and database server in the next phase. It doesn't work that way. Right. So as I said, during the assess and analyze phase, we do a dependency mapping between all the servers. And if there are servers that are dependent on each other, we migrate that whole set at once. Right. And that is where that's what we do as part of migration and implementation phase. And the last is optimize and operate. Once you are on the cloud, right? So we'll look at the right? Utilization on the cloud, let us say for 2 to 3 weeks, right? We look at the peak utilization, and based on the utilization, we can, based on the performance metrics that you want, we can optimize the cloud environment, and then we continue to operate. Operate is nothing but the managed services, right? Once you are on the cloud, our teams can manage your complete infra on the cloud, right? So moving on, there is a detailed plan that we focus on. So it's again, as I said, it's a very elaborated plan. You can just spend a minute on this slide. Any questions? I'll come back on this. If you all you have to do is ask me to take back to the slide, and if you have any questions, I'll break for a minute here.
All right, thank you, Harsha. I know it has been a long session. So yeah, Yuvraj and team, any questions you have, you might want to ask now, or like I said, we can take it at the end of the session.
Yeah, I have certain questions. First
Mhm.
question is that does our model work like a cloud, pay as you go and RI instance type? Okay, that is the first question for PI data center. If I'm only talking about the PI, if I want to have the services of PI, then it will work like a cloud model, or it will work like a NetMagic and controllers that fix month cost. Second, would like to know when we are talking about the managed services of AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, Alibaba. Then, how's about our managed services? How we are managing, and what is the cost we charge for the managed services? If my server total monthly estimated cost is 2 lakh rupees or 1 lakh rupees, what is the percentage of the managed services we charge for this?
Yeah,
These are the two questions I have.
yeah. So the first thing is, yes, we pretty much operate like controllers in NetMagic. We have a dedicated model, but then, right, we also can offer you pay as you go model, right? So you can pay per utilization as well, right? So that's something that we need to discuss and close on that. And second thing, uh, managed services on Amazon and Azure, right? It purely depends on the SOW that you want, right? So typically, for if it is just virtual machine management, backup, and network management kind of a stuff, I believe our pricing starts from 10% to 20% of the total bill. But then again, it's something subjective. We can put into discussion. I hope I answered your questions.
Okay, understood. Then what we can do, we can you and we have a head of our South technical head. Then we have to have one session with them, because I think so. Today's session is that if you could have known that technical team also would be required, then majorly the technical points also be covered today. Then can we
Okay.
have one more session along with our team, technical team? Because what we can do, we can work it out on some bundle offer. Okay.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
I will give you later how it look like. We have worked out with some other partners. Then we can work out certain bundle offer, and we can look forward for GTM go-to-market strategy perspective.
Right. So I think that's a great thought, actually, Yuvraj.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we would love to schedule another session. I think I'll coordinate internally with team, and we'll let you know. But I think today's session was primarily for the with the objective of introducing you to our products and services, like Harsha is already taking us
Okay.
through, introducing these things. And of course, these questions are always welcome. This also helps us to stay a bit more prepared, in your next session along with your technical team, and figure out how do we prepare an infused model. No doubt about that. Harsha, by the way, I have two more questions waiting. Actually,
Okay.
one. One is, are we certified for managed services? So, I mean,
Are
I
we
know that.
what? Sorry.
Are we certified for managed services?
Uh, See, we do not have any kind of managed services competency with this Amazon or Azure, but yes, for VMware, yes, we are authorized VMware professional services partner, right? So I should say we are one among the six PSO partners for VMware in India, and we are handling some big Fortune 500 companies' IT infrastructure. cloud infrastructure on VMware, right? But for Amazon and Azure, yeah, we do not have any competency certification for managed services. But yes, we have managed some big, customers who are running on Amazon and Azure as well.
Yeah, I think it is more about the capability and the experience that we have that we bring on the table.
Anirban, can you please be a bit louder?
I said it is more about the experience and the capability that we bring on the table, right? From supporting the large scale AWS or Amazon project. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rakesh from Savic, he also has a question. He says, could you please take us through the comparison sheet once again? It's not a question, actually, it's a request.
Which sheet? Which sheet?
The comparison sheet, where probably you compared the cloud service providers. He wants to go to the comparison sheet once again. Rakesh, you can unmute yourself and ask the question if this is what it is, or if you want to know anything specific once Harsha takes you through. You can unmute your audio and you can ask the question.
Anandam, are you able to see this comparison sheet?
I do.
Yes, we can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rakesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, can you just run it through this because I just lost your voice in between. So I was not able to get a complete picture of how we can compare with other cloud service provider with our product called Harbor One. So it would be great if you could run through again on this for a minute so that I can get an understanding on what we can pitch when we talk to the customer while comparing with other solution providers.
Yeah, understood. So the first one is the flexibility that we offer, right? So if you see Amazon or Azure, they do not allow customers to choose the VM specifications of our choice, right? We are there is a hard-coded image which says you can provision with 4 GB RAM and 2 CPUs, right? There is no way customer can customize that RAM and CPU options. And also, whatever that part is, right? The OS disk image, right? And what we offer is we offer customized images, and we offer the flexibility also for customers, wherein they can choose the RAM and CPU that they want to provision on the VMs that on our cloud, right? This is the first part. The second part is cost. So, sometime back I told you that we are in tier 2 city and our human capital cost is very low. So with that, we offer 25% less. Our services are 25% economical compared to any other cloud provider. Take it Amazon, take it Azure, right? Even you can compare it with the reserve costing. We are even cheaper than that, right? So coming to the data centers part, these Amazons or Azure, they don't operate from their own data center. They have they lease data centers from a third party, wherein we build and operate our own data centers, right? So we have got our own team of everything, our own team. You will get a more insight on this from Abhinav. Abhinav is a data center infra head. Abhinav has got an army of people who are supporting our data center. He has got electricians. He has got different people with different trades who support the data center 24/7, right? And then the support, right? But when we talk about managed services of customer infra, we have got our expert cloud engineers who were trying to handle the services that we offer to the customers. We're in Amazon, either you have to subscribe for the very, very expensive professional services that they offer, or you'll have to be dependent on a partner who might or might not do the complete, in and out of a cloud platform that we offer. Right, and then scaling, we support horizontal and vertical scaling. In vertical scaling, the problem with other cloud providers is that you'll have to reboot the machine to scale up vertically, which is not the case with us. You can scale up the machine while it is still running, right? That is one other advantage that we offer. So for any customer that can't tolerate even a millisecond downtime on their platform, there is one great feature that they can subscribe for. And then co-location, right? So it's like you can't even dream of co-locating a device on Amazon, Azure, or other data centers, right? If you see banking fraternity, they will co-locate a lot of their devices with data centers, right? Like NAT, they've got EDM switches, they've got this, that, and all that they wanted to co-locate, right? Which is not a possibility with the cloud providers, right? And we offer this co-location facility big time.
All right.
Right. So I think let me see if we have any other questions. No, we don't have any other questions as of now, Harsha. I think you can move on with the remaining deck, and we'll take the questions as we go through.
Yeah. Okay. I'll now stop presenting. Any questions? I'll take them, and I'll let my colleagues know take up SAP part, and I've got Ms. Ragna who will focus on co-location part.
Right. So, I mean, the cloud and the managed services we have already covered. I think these are the two questions that we just saw coming in. If there are no other questions, like Harsha said, we can move on to the next topic, which is SAP. So,
Okay. So I'll stop presenting. Biren, you can please bring up your presentation. Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Harsha. Thank you so much for your time. Bibin, I'll make you the presenter now.
Hello, can you all see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Could you please make it full, on the presentation mode? Yeah.
Working as SAP Platform Architect for Pi. I have more than 10 years of experience in SAP field, mainly in technical side. So today I'll be covering about the SAP part of the cloud part. We have Harsha already explained about the cloud capabilities we have. So now I'll be just sharing you what all SAP flavors or SAP features we have with Pi now. Hub with the in-house product we have, which we will be selling to customers. On top of Harbor One, yes, we do provide VMware service as well. As for SAP, I believe nowadays most of the customers might be running their SAP platform on the VMware. So we can provide the VMware. We can provide the same kind of VMware cloud services from our DC as well. Uh, and now the question is whether we are certified to run it or not. So we do have the certification for both infrastructure and cloud by SAP to run and provide all the uh, infrastructure and cloud offers to any SAP customers. With this, we can provide any kind of services, whether ranging from setting up their co-located physical hardwares or their SAP cloud solutions from our DC, and can provide all kind of supports to SAP customers. And also we have HANA operation certification from SAP. With this, we can provide all kind of HANA business services to any SAP customers from our DC. So this is one of the greatest achievement we got with this. I think we are in par with any data center provider in India, where we can provide all kind of services to SAP customers. So now that we have this S4 HANA in pitch by SAP now. So by I think next 4 to 5 years, SAP is trying to push all those customers who are running their legacy SAP systems, and whether they may be in ECC or even R3, they have to move everything into S4 HANA. So in that scenario, with S4 HANA, they have to have a HANA DB. Now with all customers who are using Oracle or DB2, they will have to migrate all their data from the existing DBs from existing DBs to HANA DB. So it is very important that we need to have the certification to run HANA operations, and yes, we have that now. So with this, we are providing an assurity to all customers that we will be able to provide continuous support in future also for their business support. These are some of the standard like t-shirts icing powered by SAP. We have made some VMs standard sizes, which if a new customer, like greenfield customer, if they don't have any particular understanding about the sizings or any background, they can go with this kind of standard sizings. Or yes, it's not just the standard sizing. If the existing customers, they already have their sizings in hand, and if they want to have a elastic sizing, as Harsha already explained, we can provide those things, like vertical or scale out, scale up. We can do that. So these are some of the containers we can provide as a standard model for those customers who doesn't want to put more efforts on the sizing part. For others, yes, we are very elastic on that part, where we can provide whatever is the requirement from customer as per their RAM and CPU and storage. We will be able to provide those. And especially for HANA, we know that normally customers prefer the SSD storage, and nowadays even SAP supports for high-speed SAS storages, which are supported for HANA operations. We do have the hardware for those, so as per the customer requirement, we can provide SSD storage or SAS storage, as per the requirement, which will make sure without compromising the performance of the HANA systems. So these are some of the capabilities specifically in the HANA or in the SAP area we have at Pi. And yes, I think services to provide some security assurance, like Harsha already told, we have 8-layer security, and then with self-service portal, total automation on the VM services, VM provisioning, VM management, and the expert support from our team who have worked on cloud solutioning and cloud support for a long time. We can assure you we can provide best in class support in the cloud area, and also the reporting, with self-service portal and all this, we will be able to share a detailed reporting scenarios where what as per the customer requirement, whether it's a daily or weekly or monthly, we will be able to provide the reports on whether it's a security threats, or whether it's a usage, or whether it's um, um, the performance. Will be able to provide all those detailed reports for the customer, so that they can check their utilization, they can scale up or scale down, or they can optimum, they can tune it to make sure that they have the better performance. So all these things we can provide help to customer, so that they will get the maximum performance and the maximum business with the optimum cost of investment they have done on their IT infrastructure. So yeah, this is a high level area I thought of sharing from the SAP point of view, and from the cloud area, Harsha has already shared a detailed architecture and the services we have. I think this is from my side, and then Anirban, you can hand over to I think Abhinav or Harsha.
Yeah, thank you, first of all, Bipin. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I would want to understand if anybody has any questions on this particular deck before I let you go. So anyone, any questions, please? Okay, so Rakesh has an interesting question. It says, can we see some sample report which you are mentioning here? Is it possible for us, Bipin, to have some reports?
Right now, no, but yes, for the next coming technical sessions, maybe we'll be able to share those ones.
Sure, definitely. So we'll be prepared for the next technical session with the reports, Rakesh. It's a good point. Moving on, any other questions from anybody else? All right, so we'll wait. As of now, we'll take it to Abhinav. We'll anyways open up for another round of Q&A at the end of the session. So thank you once again, Bipin. I'll now make Abhinav the presenter.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Abhinav, over to you. We can see your screen. Yeah.
Thank you, Anirban.
Good to go. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, good morning, Savic team. I'm myself, Abhinav, heading DC Infra Operations and Projects. So myself, a certified uptime designer as well. So I'll just run through your complete co-location, portfolio as well as the complete DC infrastructure design parameters. And we proudly say that we are the largest uptime certified data center in Asia. So in the terms of volume. Okay. So the photograph you see is the complete data center building. So as Hasha has already covered the high level details. So till now we have a 100% uptime. So there is no downtime of any equipment till now, and we guarantee you an uptime of 99.995%. So which means there is a possibility of 26 minutes of downtime in a day. It's not guaranteed. There is a possibility. Yeah. And then next one is we have a complete size of 5,000 racks capacity built in with us, and that is again a modular kind of facility what we have designed. And in fact, apart from the racks facility, we also have a global knock and individual dedicated knocks for the customer who can carry out the operations from the same premises. And the complete operations are enabled with SCADA, and we don't have any manual intervention for the operating of our infrastructure. And we have all the major ISPs connected to our DC. So you name the ISP, we have the connectivity to us. Next one is the security. We have enabled 8 levels of security till the gate till you reach the rack. Next, you see the high level design of our DC, where we have a dual paths, dual power connected to our data center, and the two from two different substations. The utilities 12, and then the next is the DG power. We have 100% DG availability at the site. Apart from that, we have a diesel tank capacity of 40,000 liters, which will provide a continuous of 48 hours of operation when my complete data center is fully loaded. And as well as the network path, all the ISP's network connectivity is also dual path. The cable does not run on the same path as well as for the different what a second the cable runs. And the next one is the cooling. So we have the cooling also in redundancy on N plus N level. So everybody, the performance of the DC was measured on the power utilization efficiency. It's a measure. And during the initial phase when we started, the total data center was designed with an PUE of 1.6, but during the initial stage of operations, because of less load, we operated around 1.8, and as we continue to our operations, now we have achieved the PUE of 1.5, which is one of the best in the industry, and we continue to improve, and our target is to have an PUE of 1.3, and which will have better efficiency and which will reduce our operation cost as well. So I explained you our target was 99.995%, but we have achieved 100% of uptime till now. So as I was explaining about the golden quadrilateral, so this is what you see, the golden quadrilateral, and we are situated in the highway from Chennai to Kolkata, and all the major ISPs runs on the same highway, and we are like 1 kilometer away from the highway. So that is the reason why we have the connectivity to the all ISPs, and you name the bandwidth, the requirement that can be provisioned in a 24 hours time. And you'll see the latency from the Indian cities to different major cities of the world. So if you compare, Like the green color was Amaravati and red Mumbai, orange was Bangalore. So if you compare to any major cities of the world, we are the better or at par with any of the cities in the world. So I'll explain you the power flow from the utility till it reaches the rack. So as I told you, we have a dual source connected to our substation, and the substation capacity is 60 megawatt. And from there, it is divided into two main power sources, and then it's connected to the HD panel. The DC backup is connected at the HD level, where you will see again a redundancy of n plus n. Then it will transformers, panels, and UPS. We have a backup of 16 minutes of battery backup in the event of power failure. It doesn't mean that so immediately DC starts and it will deliver the power, but still we have 16 minutes of power backup. Then to the video until it reaches the rack. So at any part we have a redundancy of n plus n. The next one is the cooling. Ours is a water-based cooling. We have the chillers, which is where the water is fed to the data hall, the machine rooms, bedrooms as well. And we maintain a temperature of 22 plus or minus 2 degrees centigrade in the data hall. So there are three key differentiators when you talk about a tier 3 versus a tier 4 data center. Those were like compartmentalization, continuous cooling, and complete automation. I've already covered the complete automation part. Here you can see how we are achieving the continuous cooling. So on the left hand side, you will see a water storage tank which has a capacity of 40,000 liters, which stores the cold water at a temperature of 8 degrees centigrade. So what it does? So when there is a power failure, between the time from changeover from utility to DC, no, it takes a time of 45 seconds. And by the time the power reaches the chiller, right, the chiller doesn't give you a cooling at the instant. So for the chiller to start and it to deliver the cooling, it takes 3 minutes of time. So you assume that for around 4 minutes of time, there is no cooling water circulation to your data hall. So this is where the water storage tank, where the water stored at 8 degrees centigrade will be circulated inside the data hall, and we provide the continuous cooling. And what are the 40,000 liters will suffice for 8 minutes of cooling when the complete data center is running at full load. So as I told you, we have a global lock with a 50-seater capacity. So which is situated in Amaravati, the same global lock will continue to operate for the remaining upcoming data centers which are in Kochi and another data center which we are coming up in central India. And again, the dedicated knobs, these are specialized for the customers who intend to work from the DC, majorly for the co-location customers. They want to operate. And these are the 12-seater knobs. These are the dedicated ones. We have, everything is enabled. It's like a plug and play kind of environment. You bring your laptops or desktops and you operate. And we can provide you the UPS power. We'll provide you the cooling. You have dedicated surveillance, and in fact, you have a dedicated network also. What kind of network? What are the ASP intended for that can be provided? So whatever we designed, depending upon the location, and no, Andhra Pradesh is a power surplus state, and if you compare with any of the data centers, our power is 30% cheaper compared to any of the data centers in India. This is where our total cost is 40 or TCO is 40% lesser compared to our competing data centers. So I was mentioning that ours is a modular kind of construction. So we can give you a dedicated space. Majorly, some of our customers mostly they are interested in dedicated spaces, right? So here we can start giving the dedicated space starting from 13 racks, 24 racks or 600 racks kind of facility. So this is our unique design, which is very unique for us, and remaining data centers are also started to implement this kind of design nowadays. So we have 100% automation. There is no manual intervention. So we have all the major critical components connected to the SCADA where you can monitor, but the control is completely happening within the equipment. There is no manual intervention required if there is any failure with one of the equipments. And these are completely IoT enabled. We have one of the biggest kind of setup here. We have 15,000 devices connected to our SCADA. And next is the security. I was mentioning with the complete compartmentalization. What is the advantage with the compartmentalization? You're seeing the redundant component and the other redundant component will not be placed in the same premises. It means it is not to be placed in the same room. So these two are placed in different compartments. The advantage is like the worst case that can happen is a fire. So in case of fire accident also, you have the remaining other end component available for you to continue our operations. So the same way, the other possibilities are like water leakage, oil leakage, rodent and dust. We have all the mechanisms, like we have taken the prevention, the monitoring and detection and suppression as well. We use a gas called NOVAC 1230 for the fire suppression. And for the water leakage, we have laid a WLD cable, leakage detection cable, which will detect and it will give you signal to the SCADA to immediately shut off the valves. The same is implemented with the oil leak, and we have implemented the rodent, ultrasonic sensors at every point in the campus, and as well as we have the physical measures being taken care for the prevention of the rodents and the dust. We have shoe cleaners, we have dust trappers before entering into data center premises. So physical security is very important for any data center. We have 8 levels of physical security till you reach the your rack. The first one you see when you enter the gate, any vehicle, we have an under vehicle scanner which scans the vehicle, and then we have an automatic gate. After that, you have a bullets. So the bullets will prevent you a vehicle to enter completely into the premises, and then the person will go to the security, right? And they have the physical register entered there. After getting the physical registration, and you will be allotted a tag. Then you have to pass to the baggage scanner. Once your baggage is scanned, you will be taken to the level 3, where again you have a physical log there and as well as a biometric scanning there. Once after crossing the 3rd level, once you have to enter into the dedicated knock premises, where you have a full body scanner. It's an individual person. So, and again, it's enabled with the biometric or RFID to show the tag after entering into the scanner. After scanning, then only you will be released to the dedicated knock site. So, the 5th level is again the knock rooms. So, if you want to enter into the knock rooms, again you have again the biometric or RFID. Next, the 6th level is the man trap. So, you are into the admin portion and you are entering into the data hall portion. The man trap avoids you a tailgating. It's a double door mechanism. You have to enter from one door until the door closes. You cannot open the other door. That's how it's designed. Again, it's enabled with biometric as well as RFID. The 7th level is a data hall door. Again, it's a dual authenticated door where the complete compulsory security has to swipe on with a person who has access to the data hall. Without a dual authentication, single person cannot enter into the data hall. This will ensure that the right person is entering into the data hall. The eighth level is the rack level, either it's a log or a biometric. So depending upon the customer requirement, we will enable the log or the biometric. We have the complete CCTV surveillance for the complete campus. We have a 90 days backup being enabled for the complete campus. So this part is already covered. So we have all the ISO certifications, PCI DSS, HIPAA, and you see this Type 4 design certification from the uptime. And we have 27,001 certified from HTQC. So SOC 2 and as well as SAP. So some of the partners of our data center. So thank you. Any questions, please?
Yeah, that's the interesting part. Any questions from anyone? Okay, I think we have any question. So Rakesh, actually it's not a question, it's more of a compliment for us, Abhinav, where he says very interesting, stringent security levels. So thank you, Rakesh. Yes, we do. We have, as Avinash just explained, we have 8 levels of physical security, and then not only physical, but we have security at different levels, at different layers, whether it be physical, online, digital, etc. So yeah, we run at a very high security. We take it very seriously. Any other questions from anybody? And it does not has to be necessary from Avinav's part. It can be from cloud or the managed services part or the data center or the SAP. Overall, whatever we have covered today. Rakesh, I'm going to unmute you, so it will be easy for you to, possibly ask the questions directly. In fact, you can just unmute your audio. You are already unmuted from my end.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the last presentation, there was in the presentation it was mentioned that self-service and automation. So I just want to understand what kind of automation are we talking there?
Abhinav?
So it's a SCADA-based automation what we have implemented. Okay, basically for the complete infrastructure equipment.
Okay.
Any other questions, anyone? Nope. Okay. All right. So, to the Savic team, I mean, over and above what Harsha, Bivin, and Abhinav has already covered today, there are a few more products also that Pi takes to the market. It includes a VDI solution, which is a virtual desktop infrastructure solution. We call it Pi Workspaces. And we also take remote infrastructure management services as well. So these are a few of our products and services over and above that you have already understood today. I would request Harsha to step in for the last couple of minutes. Maybe you can just give us a quick overview on VDI and any such of our latest initiatives. Maybe a couple of words that might help the Savic team. Harsha.
Okay. So can you please? I don't see the slide, Anirban.
Okay, I'll make you the presentation. And sorry. Go ahead.
1 minute, please. I'll just bring up that workspace slide.
I can pull up the slide on my end, and you can just walk them through. Is that fine?
A minute. Actually, I'm bringing up.
Sure.
So, able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, these are the services that we offer as part of our workspaces solution. We offer VDI plus application virtualization solution, right? And when I said VDI, you can access it over a browser as well. It comes with a very light HTML5 client that you can access it over a browser. And to securely connect to the VDI and virtualized applications, we offer SSL VPN solution. As I said sometime back, it comes with DLP as well, data leak prevention feature. And then to connect to the VDIs, we offer zero client or thin client hardware, using which you can connect to the VDI environment, right? So, one moment. So we see we do multiple ways we can deploy the VDI. One, we can deploy it on a dedicated basis. One VDI dedicated per user, or on a shared basis for companies that work on a 24/7 schedule, right? So wherein the desktops can be shared, and this seamless application delivery can be done using the application, something called UAG, User Access Gateway, which is nothing but the SSL VPN solution. It can be used to securely deliver the applications to the end users with flexible authentications, right? Wherein the VDI solution can be integrated with existing. You can create a all new identity source, or you can integrate with existing identity source as well. For organizations that wanted to deploy thousands of VDI desktop, creating an identity from scratch will be a huge pain. They might have already got an Active Directory or some kind of identity system. We can integrate existing directory systems with the VDI solution as well. And then high availability. We can, as in, I know, just like how we have built high availability on the cloud and VMware platforms, right? We can build high availability at a VDI layer as well, which can cater to the availability of all the desktops in an event of a node failure. Moving on, I'll focus on the security offerings. So this SSL VPN solution that I'm talking about, it comes with something called a span technology. What happens with this span technology is, even though the network connectivity at the end user side is slow, let us assume that the end user doesn't have a proper network connectivity, this span technology comes with network optimization, and it can allow a seamless connectivity to the VDI environment, right? And each VDI that the end user is trying to connect the connectivity can be established on as low as 128 kbps, right? But based on the kind of applications that they're trying to connect, it's recommended to go with 256 or 512 mbps at a max. And if it is a very graphic intensive application that they're trying to connect, it's always good to scale it up beyond 512. It depends on what kind of application that the user is trying to use on the desktop. And this SSL VPN solution is scalable, reliable, and highly available. What does that mean is, let us say you deployed a solution for 50 users. Tomorrow you want to scale it up to 500, right? This solution comes with inbuilt load balancing capability, and we can deploy it on a highly availability mode using OS clustering, right? So that it can meet the availability and load balancing requirements of the enterprises, right? And once you connect to the applications using this SSL VPN solution, let us talk about the virtualized applications. These virtualized applications will run in a sandbox environment. That means this kind of gives a mobile device management side of security as well, right? So as soon as I connect using this SSL VPN, I get to see all the applications on my native laptop. If I launch one of these applications, they'll run inside a sandbox. That means they are not storing any data on my laptop. And once I kill the session, the applications would disappear, right? That means it is not storing any data locally on my laptop. That is sandbox computing. And then it provides secure enterprise mobility. If you see here, all end users, whatever device they might be using, right? All access is streamlined through an application gateway, nothing but SSL VPN. And these users, based on the roles and RBAC configured, role-based access control configured, they'll be allowed access to the internet applications or the internet applications that are aligned, or that they are configured for those specific user group, right? And then multi-factor authentication. All these end users, they'll have to input their user and password, and also they'll have to additionally input biometric, this multi-factor authentication solution, it supports biometric, it supports code that gets generated on a mobile app, it supports email token, it supports SMS token as well, right? So it supports multi-factor authentication as well. So I'll skip this, nothing. There's again network segmentation wherein the users can securely access the enterprise applications through this SSL VPN gateway. The deployment models. This solution can be deployed on the customer premise in both CapEx and OpEx models. And it can be deployed on Pi Hardware One Cloud, or it can be deployed on Amazon and Azure platforms as well. Right? It purely depends on what kind of a deployment customer is looking at. Where do you need to use it? Any company that is allowing work from home, and typically in situations like these, wherein we had to, ask our employees to stop coming to office because of a central government decision, and all of it happened very suddenly, and we don't have a secure way for employees to connect to the systems that is running in our data center, right? And probably at times like these, right, your employees might not feel comfortable to come to the office and manage the data center, right? So they can co-locate with a cloud provider, right? And then any company that is allowing their employees to BYOD, bring their own device, right? So you don't know what kind of a device they're bringing in, what kind of system level security they have got. So you can pretty much control the end user access through this solution. End user behavior, end user's machine's behavior, monitor and secure vendor access. Let us say I've got a vendor resource and he is connected to my network to troubleshoot some few stuff. I can give him timely access. Let us say I'll tell my system that only allow this vendor guy to connect to my network or the system for 2 hours, post which the connectivity will be dropped automatically, right? And we can also monitor what's happening on the network from external connectivity, right? This solution gives a single pane of glass, single pane of management view, wherein you can provision the desktops, manage the applications, as well as monitor what's happening and which user is doing what kind of access on the enterprise corporate environment, right? It is also used for monitoring, and then secure access to SaaS-based applications. As I said, you can allow the users to connect to only specific applications inside the company using role-based access control, and all these applications would be running inside a sandboxed environment, right? So these are the compliance requirements that this solution can meet. At a high level, if I don't want my users to download any data or copy any data, yeah, this solution can be used. It is a part of data leak prevention. There is a DLP feature. No devices should be connected to the desktops. Let us say my Harsha is connecting to your environment, right? And I don't want Harsha to connect any USB or any hard drive, right? Then I can restrict the end user desktop's USB port also using the solution. And let us say the third is force media users to use corporate network. There is a very major security concern every organization might be going through these days. Let us say I'm working from home. Before this pandemic or work from home situation came in, right? I was working from my office. That means as soon as I connect my laptop to the LAN, it will do a scan on my system and it will make sure my virus definitions are up to date. And then the traffic that I generate or the traffic that is coming into the data center is all behind the firewall. And the traffic that is coming in is all clean traffic because of the firewall rules that I've configured. But now I'm asked to work from home. I may be using my own laptop. My laptop might not have the latest virus definitions, right? And I use my own home internet, right? So I don't want such users who is using their home internet to connect to my video environment. But even if they want to connect, right? What I wanted to do is I'll let them connect to the corporate environment through the home internet. And as soon as the connectivity is established, whatever activity that they perform should be performed using the corporate network only. That kind of granularity and access control can be achieved using the solution. And then minute logging, as I said, each and every user, whatever activity is performed, whatever tasks or events that they have performed or generated, can be logged and they can be stored for as long as 6 months to 1 year based on the audit and compliance requirements of the organization. Capture end user machine details. Again, I'm connecting from home using my own laptop, right? My company decided to capture the machine that I'm using, right? So yeah, you can always do that. The company can capture the machine make, model, CPU make and model, right? A lot of details can be captured and control how long a user can log into a corporate network and what activities he can perform. Some time back, I told about a vendor resource. Right? We don't want a vendor resource to connect for more than 2 hours, and you want to track what kind of activity is doing on a corporate network. You can also do that. Allow access based on geolocation. Right? Harsha is typically from Hyderabad, but he is connecting from Goa. Right? This shouldn't happen. Right? So I can restrict my employees to connect from a specific geolocation that they're based on. And then disable printing or print screening or copy data to the clipboard on the VDA desktop. Yeah, we can achieve it, right? So I don't want, I'm using my laptop or a desktop to connect to a VDA infra. And on the VDA infra, I don't want my end users to print anything from the VDI or perform a print screen, right? So a lot of these minute security requirements can be achieved using the solution. And the last thing is, I want to control my end user machine behavior. As I said some time back, I don't want anyone to connect to the corporate environment if their machine is compromised, if they have a ransomware attack, or if their antivirus is not up to date, or if they haven't turned on the Windows firewall or OS firewall, or if they have a pirated version of an operating system. I don't want them to connect, right? All these minute controls can be achieved through the solution, right? We started offering this solution, and there is a very good response for this solution as well. If you have any requirements, please, you're welcome. I'm open to questions.
Right. Okay. So please, this is the last phase of the session. I think we can.
Sorry.
So I said, Harsha, this is the last phase of the session. I'm just addressing to the attendees.
Okay. Okay.
Probably they can ask the questions. We can probably spend another 5 minutes before we wrap up the session for the day. So any questions, please, anybody, go ahead.
So Harsha, this comes with an additional package when people want to adopt it, or can we combine as a one package along with the cloud solution also? Will that be a kind of needful to the customer as well?
Yeah, this is something that these are all individual or independent services, right? You can choose the service that you
Okay.
want to subscribe to, right? And again, now in this particular video presentation, I spoke about 3 different services. One is a VDI and application virtualization solution, right? Which is typically spinning off desktop for the end user. And then to connect to them securely, I'm talking about SLVPN solution. And to protect SLVPN using a multi-factor authentication, I'm talking about a multi-factor authentication solution. These are 3 different solutions again. But if a customer wants all the 3 combined, yeah, we can offer that as a package.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good question and good answer. Anyone else? Any other question? So we still have Bhageshree, Ramkumar, and Varun not asking any questions other than Rakesh. Anything from you guys, please? I see Lalit coming back. Lalit is probably facing some internet issues. He's going on and off. Lalit, hope you can hear us. If you have any questions, please ask. Oops, nothing as of now. All right, so I think it was a pretty explanatory, presentation from Harsha, Bivin, and then Abhinav, and that probably has answered already to a lot of questions that the Savic team would have had in their mind. So what we will do is we have already recorded this session. I will be sharing the recording with all of you through my team, and you guys can go through this recording once again. Probably you can play and pause, and probably you can note down more questions. and come back to us. We'll be happy to answer your questions. Again, from where I started, I would want to conclude on the same lines that our common goal is to ensure that all of these products and services are, taken to the market, promoted well, pitched well, and most important in the right light, uh, because there are too many companies who are, in the same space and offering similar kind of products and services. So it is very important to keep in mind what's unique about us, how are we, putting ourselves ahead of the competitors, the kind of features that we have added in our products and services, etc., which are again, the USPs. So with this single request, I would, conclude this call today. Go through the recording. Please come back with your questions. Get yourself clarified so that you can sell more and sell better. Thank you once again, everybody, for your time. Uh, we really hope that all of you, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of your loved ones, and happy selling. Thank you. We'll now end the
Thank
webinar.
you, Anirban. Thanks, team. This was a wonderful presentation. We look forward to work with you soon.
Of course, of course. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, Harsha. Thank you, Bivin. And thank you, Abhinav, for your. We are now exiting the webinar.